Hello everybody, welcome to my first Sonic Platinum Trophy video. I'm trying to get every Platinum Trophy in every Sonic game, and today I'm playing Sonic X Shadow Generations. So, let's get started. Sonic X Shadow Generations released in October of 2024 and has 41 trophies to collect. My objective to get all 41 trophies are as follows. Beat every stage, S-rank every stage, collect every collectible in each stage, beat every mission, collect every collectible in the White Spade HUD world, beat every rival/boss fight, and beat the final bosses taking no damage. That's all I need to accomplish to get the Platinum Trophy, so let's start. But first, the main question is, who first? Well, there's only one clear answer. Shadow Generation starts off with Space Colony Arc, and let me just say, it is a great starting level, especially because I get to see Black Doom again and beat him up relentlessly. But after the stage ends, I was given an S rank that I will need later for another trophy. Act 2 is more or less the same, but this time 2.5D instead of 3D. Also, I get a glimpse of Doomwing, the last Doom power, and get to blast around at high speed with him. I beat the stage, giving me my first trophy. After I finished Space Colony Arc Act 1, I was greeted to the Sonic Frontiers Escoping work, but I'll talk more about that later. Right now, I have more trophies and stages to collect. Red Canyon from Sonic Heroes is up, and just as the name suggests, it's on rails. Man, who would have guessed? But anyways, I was met with Black Doom, and just like last time, I beat him up relentlessly. It's a family-friendly channel, guys, I swear. You have to trust me. But then, unlike most stages, it keeps going after the Radical Highway portion in it, and I was being chased by big trains. And with the power of my God Gamer skills, shut up, I beat the stage. Act 2 is more or less the same, and just like in Act 1, the entire thing is on rails. And also just like in Act 1, I was getting chased by trains, but with the power of my God Gamer skills and the boost button, I beat the stage, giving me my second trophy. Now it's time for the first boss, my younger, weaker brother! Yay! The Battle Lizard starts off the same as it did in SA2, but then it does a complete 180 and goes to mutation that throws purple spears at me. But I return the spears to the center and proceed to vanquish the enemy in sight. On family reunions, just the best, especially because I got another trophy. Kingdom Valley from Sonic 06 is next, and I absolutely love this stage. They completely updated it, and it's my favorite stage from this game. The reference to Sonic 06's Mach Speed section was a very nice addition. Act 1 was beaten in speed succession, and Act 2, after being transported by a freaking eagle, was the same, granting me another trophy. Sunset Heights from everyone's favorite game, Sonic Forces, yes, that game, is featured in this game. Don't ask me how or why, just roll with it. But even though Sonic Team didn't have much to work off of, because it's a 1-minute stage, they completely revamped the stage, giving it a new and deserved personality, and it truly paid off for a great stage. Act 2 does not lose any love, and it also is a great stage, and deserved all the credit it gets. But after that, another trophy has been collected. Now, it's time to talk about the second boss, Metal Overlord, in which he's so delusional that he thinks he's the ultimate life form. I know it, this guy, so weird. But besides that, the boss isn't too hard, and he just throws a rocket at me which I explode, and aggressively recycle Metal Overlord into the bits and pieces he once was. And I thought he said he's the ultimate life form. Yeah, right. The next stage is Chaos Island. Yes, don't question it, just roll with it. And I get to play with the most overhated Doom power, Doom Morph. And let me just say, to those who say the Doom Morph is bad and weird and the worst are the Doom powers, in the words of Shadow the Hedgehog, skill issue. After witnessing a volcano exploding, I went all around till I beat the stage. Act 2 is an excellent stage. Also, and I personally like the platform bits, the Galandolo? No, the Galandolo. The Galano? It doesn't matter. After that, I climbed the tower and beat the stage, leaving with another trophy. The most unexpected yet loved boss is next, Mephiles. Let me just say, Mephiles tried to get Shadow with the 2-for-1 Hedgehog Special Spear, but missed. Besides that, in the boss, he truly gets the love and appreciation he deserves, and the voice lines are so on point. While Dan Green is more menacing and clever, Robbie Daymond is so desperate and pleading, just like the Mephiles in the boss fight, pleading to be free, to exist. Shadow locks him back in his scepter, and Mephiles remains no more. Time for the final act, and I start with Radical Highway. I finally get to go through the place Black Doom loves to keep sending me to. Act 1 and Act 2 are both in 3D, unlike most of the other stages. So nothing much is really different. I beat Act 1 and Act 2 very easily, and I got not but 1, but 2 trophies. So it's off to beat the boss. The final boss of Shadow Generation, the person behind it all. My deadbeat father! Let's go! Yes, you heard me correctly. The final boss is my deadbeat father. And after series attacks, he transformed into a bigger deadbeat dad, which I have to conquer over. Neo Doom tries all he can, or my deadbeat dad if you want to call him, but he fails, and after a beautiful cutscene, I get a trophy for beating the boss without being hit once. But that's not all. After the rest of the cutscenes, I beat the boss, rewarding me with another trophy, and only a few more to go in Shadow Generations. Time to talk about the open world again and get the rest of the remaining trophies. The side trophy is the rocket being completed, but the main trophy in Shadow Generations, hedgehogging it all up, in which you have to collect everything that is to be collected and to put it in the collection room. Every action that can result in getting a trophy is as follows: collecting every nut to give to Obot and Cubot, opening every box using the collectibles you get in stages, talking to every character, getting all of Gerald's notes from balloons, completing every mission. With that being said, there are 96 boxes and 80 nuts, and more to collect, so I need to get to it. After searching around what felt like for years, I found the last nut to give to Obot and Cubot. I also found the last of the 96 boxes, which I need for the hedgehogging it all up trophy. That's a tongue twister right there. Collecting the 96 box rewarded me in a trophy also. Since I found all the nuts that I needed, me handing all the 80 nuts that I found to Obot and Cubot not only gave me a trophy, but stuff for the collection room that I will need for Shadow Generations, hedgehogging it all up. After doing all that, I was so close to finishing the game, but I could not find the last thing that I needed. And believe it or not, it was actually talking to Omega. And after doing that, I was ordered with Shadow Generations, hedgehogging it all up. Time to go to Sonic Generations now with 16 trophies, only 24 more to go. Nice, let's keep up the progress. It's time for the remastered version of Sonic Generations. And this video is way too long, so let's try to speed up the process. Green Hill is the first stage, and unlike Shadow Generations, Act 1 is 2.5D, while Act 2 is 3D. Sometimes. Anyways, I beat both acts pretty easily, and remembering to collect all the Chao and Red Star rings, which will be important later, giving me my first Sonic Generation trophy. Animal Girl Plant Act 1 and Act 2 was a breeze, and I beat it. I beat Act 1, then Act 2 shortly after. There wasn't much to be said. It's a pretty common level in these nowadays. It's just chemical plant. Pretty much it. Sky Sanctuary was the exact same, and after a few attempts so I could collect every single Red Star ring, I was awarded with another trophy, and I was able to move on. Missions in Sonic Generations are definitely more lackluster than in Shadow Generations, but that doesn't mean they're not fun. Beating all missions gave me keys to bosses and a trophy, so I need to beat all of them, unfortunately, to a degree. Also, I get to fight the rival battles, and I start with Metal Sonic for the Classics era. After making Metal Sonic scrap metal, pun intended, after all the hits and attacks he had to land, I landed on him. Just like his Overlord counterpart, I was awarded with a trophy. Scrap metal. The first boss after finishing every mission in the Classic era is the Death Egg Robot. The Death Egg Robot starts off the same as it did in Sonic 2, but quickly changes to where you need to use its own arms to explode bombs and hit its head. It's a fun and quick, easy boss fight and gives me a trophy for defeating it. Speed Highway is the first adventure era stage, and it's a speedy blast, just like the name suggests, blasting you right into the front and not stopping until you reach the goal. Act 2 is one of my personal favorite stages. Number 3. Second is of course, Cityscape, #1's Rooftop Run. But it's a really fun stage, and it's just the adventure philosophy. I wish one day, just like Shadow Generations really worked on the adventure philosophy, but I hope we can get like a remaster or something, so we can get to the Chao Garden or something. I don't know. But anyways, speaking about Cityscape, Cityscape is, as I said, my second favorite level in the game. And after destroying the streets of San Francisco, they got police got mad at me or something. I don't know what I did. They chased me down with a gun truck with saws. But because of my god gamer skills, I was able to avoid them very easily and finish the level to give me, what again? Another trophy. Cityscape from Heroes is next in this level. And in this level, I got helped by turtles, drove a freaking car, which I don't have a license. Please don't mind, they're already dead. I got assisted by orcas. With all that being said, with all that life helping me, I was able to beat the stage, giving me another trophy for beating both levels. We're going a little too fast. Let's slow down just a tiny bit, because I want to. What you gonna do? But anyways, it's time to collect more keys and beat the boss. But firstly, I had to beat up Shadow in another rival battle. Racing for orbs to beat him was a blast, and after beating him, I was awarded with a trophy for shadow boxing. The next main boss is Perfect Chaos, but this time, it's without Supersonic. But with or without Supersonic, I am still a god gamer, and after parkouring up to his body and killing him from the inside, that sounds a lot worse saying it out loud. But after that, I blew it up, so this still sounds a lot worse, and got another trophy for killing water, I guess? Never knew water could be deadly, but sure. The final stages are up, and it starts with Crisis City from everyone's favorite game, and not the buggy mess, Sonic 06. This fiery heck-scape is just Silver's word before Iblis killed it. Iblis was killed. I needed to avoid the fire just like in Shadow Generations. There was a Mach Speed section to finish the level off. This level was just a fun blast and one of my all-time favorite levels, but just not there just yet. Now, it's time to talk about my favorite level, Rooftop Run. Sonic Generations version of Rooftop Run is already good, but Generations version adds another layer of fun to an already fun level. The level is fun, fast, and a total blast to play, and so was getting the trophy. It was easy and quick, and time to go to the final level, Planet Wisp. The last level, Planet Wisp, is definitely the weakest link, but it's still an okay level. Sonic Colors levels are all about platforming and skilled obbying, while Sonic Generations levels are all about speed, flow, and how fast you can beat the stage. Sonic Colors philosophy, all fun for that game, doesn't match well with Generations philosophy, so that's why the level is not the best. Me personally, I probably think like a stage like Tropical Resort would probably been a better pick, but I didn't pick the stage, I wouldn't know. But I got a couple trophies for beating the stage. And time for the final act of the game. And starting with that final act, I had to finish my last missions to get a couple keys and the trophy. And after finishing all the classic Sonic's missions, I beat all the modern Sonic's missions in sweet success. And that Vector one was a bit challenging. It wasn't nothing I couldn't beat. And I was awarded with the keys I needed and a trophy for completing every single mission. The final rival battle is against the underused, overhated character Silver. Silver, while being definitely hated by Sega, I and some of the community love him and want to see him succeed. Hopefully in Sonic Frontiers 2 he can be a playable character, maybe. But with that being said, his battle, whilst it was a bit challenging, nothing downright brutal, and a new trophy was awarded for me for putting him on a silver platter and beating him up. The last boss before the final boss is the best one, the Egg Dragoon. I don't need to say a lot about it, it's just a complete and utter blast to play every time I play, and I keep getting better every time I do it, and I just love playing the boss, and I just love it, I guess. Now time for the main event, the Ultimate Showdown against the Time Eater. But I was making my way over there. I was rewarded with a trophy for collecting every Chaos Emerald, and yeah, collecting every Chaos Emerald. But enough about that trophy. It's time to talk about the boss. The boss, well, it's a bit lackluster compared to the previous boss, the Egg Dragoon. It's not as bad as people make it out to be. Me personally, well, yes, that's a homing shout. It is a bit repetitive. The boss is not all that bad in the grand scheme of things. And it's not, well, yes, it's boring sometimes, just chasing him down. It's not too terrible, like people saying it's the worst boss in all of human history. It's not that bad. Well, that being said, I beat the Time Eater without being hit, and it granted me the Can't Touch This trophy. And now, we're in the home stretch, and it's just time to clean up the rest of the remaining trophies. And as soon as I finished all the cutscenes, I was rewarded with a trophy for beating all the stages and Sonic Generations hedgehogging it all up trophy. That's another tongue twister. But after that, I made my way to the skill shop to get all the remaining trophies, and I got the Mad Skills trophy for collecting every single skill and the Platinum. Well, that's my adventure collecting all the trophies in Sonic X Shadow Generations. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe, and in my next Platinum video, I will be reaching far across these new frontiers. Thank you guys for watching, and more Shadow Generation content coming out soon. Don't worry. See you in the next one. God bless.